Good morning to everyone. Today I am going to give the lecture on the brief discussion on that is the first paper, anatomy first paper. As we all know, the MUHS has declared the total schedule of examination. That will be the first paper of anatomy will be starting on 3rd, that is the 3rd September 2020. So whatever this schedule has been made, and now you should all know about the first paper of anatomy. In that, maximum part remains is, that is the few parts questions remains, that is the CNS. So whatever the CNS topics, questions commonly asked in the first paper, that is the question number 2 in the first paper. Question number 1 will be the 2 marks question and question number 2 will be the CNS. And that will be also included with the general anatomy topics and embryology. So this question CNS belongs to the total, that is the short notes. Okay. So here, what are the common questions usually asked, that I am not going to deal one and each and detail, but what you should know about the total CNS topics which are asked in the exam. So first one question commonly I have dictated you the question bank, that is the CNS question. Lateral ventricle can be asked as a short notes. Cerebrospinal fluid, corpus callosum, circle of Willis, internal capsule, spinal cord, midbrain, cerebrum, sinus of brain, pons, cerebellum, and optic nerve, and thalamus, fourth ventricle, hypothalamus, and cavernous sinuses of and brain stem. So these are the common questions asked: cerebrum, cerebellum, and ventricle, CSF, and brainstem commonly asked. So you should know the what are the topics you should know in this. All these are the questions you should know, and in this you should know the almost all part which is comes. That is the one important diagram you have to remember about in this is, that is the uh, one which is corpus callosum. Here in the corpus callosum, here all the you have to remember the parts of the corpus callosum. It is the connecting the two cerebral hemisphere, and it is lying at the little upper margin on the lateral ventricle. This corpus callosum, parts of corpus callosum, more times it is asked in the 2 marks also, and can be asked for the short notes. So here you have to remember about the first one. What are the parts of the corpus callosum? We have the 4 parts, that is the rostrum, then we have genu and trunk and splenium. So, and whatever we are going to get lateral ventricle part, we are going to get the fornix. So corpus callosum is a communicating band, which is a communicating band between the two cerebral, right and left cerebral hemisphere, that is connected with that is a corpus callosum. And these all 4 parts you have to remember, that is the rostrum, genu, trunk, and splenium. So this is very important about the corpus callosum, and detail you have to know. Then comes about the next comes about the, that is the, we have to deal about the one diagram I have told. This diagram you have to remember. First, I have changed the diagram. I hope that is everyone is seeing this diagram. So whatever the important anterior aspect and posterior aspect of the total sagittal section of the brain, this is very important. You should know about the diagram. Here you can see the corpus callosum, And this is all corpus callosum. You have to just now I have told genu, rostrum, genu, trunk, and splenium. These are the parts you are going to get told. Okay, and here you have the thalamus. Then we are going to have the hypothalamus sulcus. This is we have the anterior column of fornix. Then I have told this is the about the interventricular foramen, and we have the here anterior commissure, and we have the lamina terminalis and optic chiasma. Then we are going to have the optic recess here, and this is the infundibular recess and infundibulum of the pituitary gland. Then here we have the mammillary body, and we have posterior perforated substances. Then we have posteriorly, this is a pons, this is the midbrain, pons and medulla, and this will be the spinal cord. Then we have the pineal body, then interthalamic adhesion, suprapineal recess, and splenium. This is a part of the corpus callosum. So this is very important. This is diagram you have to must practice and remember about the total in the CNS. Any question is asked, see, if the corpus callosum is asked, you can draw lateral ventricle, you can septum pellucidum, thalamus, and third ventricle, fourth ventricle, midbrain, pons, medulla, pituitary gland, optic chiasma, thalamus, hypothalamus, and CSF. This is about more than 10 to 12 questions you can draw this diagram. So this is a very important diagram you have to practice and you have to keep it ready because almost all parts of CNS seen here. Then going to the next one that is comes about the that is the blood supply of brain. So question is asked, what is the circle of Willis? Very important, you have to remember. Circle of Willis, this is one you have to remember about the, that is the circle of Willis, Willis, Willis. Because whatever these artery at the base of the brain, they are making the circle and they are forming the network. And that circle around the base and brain, and these are made by the arteries. So these blood supplying artery to the brain, they're called as a blood supply of brain or circle of Willis. So whatever you can see here, main medullary artery is small, these are branches are there. We are going to have these are the, we are going to get, that is the spinal artery. We have the anterior spinal, we have here, and that is totally vertebral artery. We have right and left vertebral artery. They forms the basilar artery, and that will be giving rise to the posterior cerebral artery. Okay, posterior cerebral artery. Then we have the here anterior. We have the anterior cerebral artery. This is anterior cerebral artery. Then we are going to have here is the, that is the communicating arteries, posterior communicating artery. So these all, almost all the arteries we are going to have, they make a circle at the base of the brain and supplying the blood supply to the brain. Very important point you have to know, and that is we call it circle of Willis, discovered by the Willis and named as a circle of Willis, and it is also called as a, that is the blood supply of brain. How? Right and left vertebral artery forming the basilar artery which is giving branch to the branch as a right and left posterior cerebral artery, and we have the middle cerebral artery, and we have the anterior cerebral artery. Anterior, middle, posterior cerebral artery and basilar artery, and right and left two vertebral artery. They will all giving rise to the many branches, and major artery which are there, they are supplying the blood supply. So this is we are going to call as that is the blood supply of brain, and this diagram you have to practice. Then comes next question about the spinal cord. You have the spinal cord. Many times this question is asked spinal cord, that you have to remember. In this, it is you have to discuss the what is the length of the spinal cord, how it is begin, where it is situated, we have the parts and all. When you take the transverse section of spinal cord, this you are studying from since 10th standard, 11th, 12th, and now also you are going to get. This is the one which is transverse section at the thoracic segment of the spinal cord. You have the almost all the parts. You have the totally, you have to explain this is central canal. Then we are going to have the, this is the, which is anterior median fissure. Then we are going to have the, this is a gray commissure, then anterior horn, this is the anterior horn, this is a posterior horn, and this is a lateral horn, and this is we call posterolateral sulcus. And we are going to have the gray commissure, this is, okay. Then we have the posterior median septum, posterior funiculus, lateral funiculus, central canal, this is, and anterolateral sulcus. We are going to get this anterolateral sulcus, and this is a posterolateral sulcus, and anterior funiculus. So these all you have to remember about the total in the, that is the spinal cord. Okay, when question is asked about the spinal cord, you have to write and draw this diagram. Then comes about the next is, even you can also draw, that is the, you can make the total, that is the other diagram, which are the tracks which are mentioned. And that is you, you have to remember about the tracks also you are going to get. And in this tracks also you can get the total, that is the, that is the one track diagram you have to get. That is I am showing you in the, that is in the diagram. You have to see this is a track which are you are going to get almost all in the. So what are the different tracks you are getting in the, that is in the, that is a spinal cord. So that also you have to draw different tracks. So in this you have to remember almost all the, that is a sensory and motor tracks, and this also you can draw. But major introduction, definition, what is the length, what are the parts, that all first diagram you can draw. And at the mid cervical level, these are you are going to get, and these are the median, almost all the sensory and motor tracks, and this also you can remember. The next question comes about the, after the first one, corpus callosum, then blood supply of brain or circle of Willis, and commonly we have the ventricular system diagram, almost all. So comes next question is the, what is the, you are going to get the, that is the ventricular system of brain. Here you have the, this is above corpus callosum you have. Here we have the lateral ventricle, this is a third ventricle, and this is a fourth ventricle. We have the fourth, third, and this is the lateral ventricle. So this is very important to know about the, you have the lateral ventricle, you have to know, and third ventricle and fourth ventricle. What you should know under this, what is the ventricular system you have to tell, lateral ventricle you have to remember, then third ventricle, fourth ventricle. Common heading you have to write about the communication, then you have the boundaries, then almost all important structure forming the roof and floor. That all includes in the, that is explanation of the lateral ventricle, third ventricle, fourth ventricle. In the totally brain, we have the ventricles totally in the heart. Should not be confused with the heart ventricle. There is a right and left ventricle, but in the brain we have three ventricles, that is a lateral, two lateral ventricles, one third ventricle, one fourth ventricle. That you have to remember about the total in the ventricular system of the brain. So lateral ventricle is this is the third ventricle, and this is the fourth ventricle. So here in this all, you have to remember boundaries, communication, and we have the roof floor and clinical anatomy of this you have to remember. Next comes about the how the CSF. Next question comes about the cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid, how it is formed? Choroid plexus in the lateral ventricle. This choroid plexus in the lateral ventricle, it is formed, and it is from the lateral ventricle, it enters into the third ventricle and through the interventricular foramen. This is the interventricular foramen. From the lateral ventricle, CSF enters into the third ventricle through the interventricular foramen. From the third ventricle, this CSF enters into the fourth ventricle, and this fourth ventricle, it is enters through the cerebral aqueduct. And this is we have to remember about communication from the third to the fourth ventricle is by the, that is the cerebral aqueduct. In the fourth ventricle, CSF when enters, it has the median and lateral apertures, openings. Median, we have foramina of Magendie, and we have laterally, we have the foramina of Luschka. So Magendie and Luschka, with this, the CSF enters into the subarachnoid space. So that is you have to remember. So this is very important. I have told about the CSF, and I have told about the how the formation of CSF, then normal quantity, that is 150 ml and 200 ml per hour secretion. Then it is circulating formed at the choroid plexus at the lateral ventricle, and from the lateral ventricle enters to third to the fourth to the subarachnoid space through the, that is the foramina luschka and foramina mesendi, to the subarachnoid space. Where you have to come across the arachnoid means you have to know the meninges. The covering of brain is called as a meninges. So dura, arachnoid, and pia. These all are the three layers of the meninges that you have to remember. So this is all about the total about CSF and about the, that is the circulation of CSF. Then we have come across the, that is the, what is the meninges. So next comes about the next important diagram here also you can remember circulation of the CSF. You can make this ventricle seen from the whatever the ventricles, and even you can remember about the how the circulation of CSF occurs. So formation of CSF, that is, and circulation, that you should know about the totally in the, that is the diagram which is I have shown just now. Then next I have told about the, you have to remember about the one more point which is very important, that is the, I have told sinuses of the venous sinuses of the brain. This question is asked for the 5 marks. You have to know after the blood supply, you have to know about there is a venous drainage. The veins are very thin and their walls are absent. So that is lymph is replaced. So that is we call as the veins of the brain, we call as a sinuses. So here we are going to have the superficial anastomotic vein we have here, then superior veins, inferior veins, superficial middle cerebral vein, then we have transverse sinus and inferior sigmoid sinus, then inferior anastomosis, superior sagittal sinus, then it is whatever the internal jugular vein carrying to the internal jugular vein. We have studied in the totally in the that is in the that is the in the neck region internal jugular vein. So that you have to remember. So almost all this you have to remember about in the venous sinuses. So almost all you have to explain the venous sinuses of brain. This you have to write, and these are the major sigmoid sinus. We have base of the brain here. Important one is the cavernous sinus. Cavernous sinus, which is you are going to get the, that is very important. You have to know about the cavernous sinus. That is the almost all anterior cerebral vein, then superior petrosal sinus and transverse sinus. there is a formation. We have the cavernous sinus, very important sinus in the brain. Then we have the sigmoid sinus and occipital sinus at the occipital lobe, and transverse sinus. These all are the sinuses of the brain. Then you have to go to the fourth ventricle, very important. Boundaries, floor, and almost all you have to remember fourth ventricle. Here, boundary forming superior middle cerebral peduncle, we are going to get superior laterally. Then we are going to have the inferior laterally, we are going to have the inferior cerebellar peduncle to the, we have the area which is here we are going to get the part which is bounded. So whatever the you are going to get inferiorly by the gracili fasciculate tubercle and cuneate fasciculate tubercle, that is the inferior, that is we have the almost all these are the, we are going to area postrema, that is you are going to get here. So you have to remember almost all the what is the floor or the, we are going to get the you are going to get the floor of the fourth ventricle. Very important question. Here you are going to see almost all the structures which are you are going to see, that is all we have the totally in the that is the floor of the fourth ventricle. In this you have the floor of the fourth ventricle, dorsal median sulcus and medial eminence of the superior colliculus, fasciculi colliculus, and vestibular area. This is we have the vestibular area. And we have the tinea, stria medullaris, inferior cerebellar peduncle, we are going to get this. Then we have the cuneate and fasciculate tubercle and gracili tubercle. They are making the inferior laterally boundary. Superior laterally, we have the cerebellar peduncle, superior middle inferior cerebellar peduncle. So this is very important to know. Here we have the one vagal trigone and hypoglossal trigone. This is a which we call as a hypoglossal trigone and vagal trigone. This is the two important vital centers of the brain are situated, so that you should know about this. This is all about the floor of the fourth ventricle. This diagram you have to draw for the floor of the fourth ventricle. So just now I have covered the few points of the totally all these parts. Then comes about the parts of the attachment of the cranial nerve at the, that is the brain stem. So this is very important. You know almost all the cranial nerves which are attached to the base of the brain, and different parts of the brain they are attached, and that is the which is you can remember about the cranial 12 cranial nerves. Then next comes about the, you have the, that is I have told in this diagram, this is all same, that is the floor of the fourth ventricle. And almost all you have to know about the floor of the fourth ventricle. And in this you are going to see the important structures I have explained. Then comes about the next question, that is the, you have to remember about the, that is the cerebellum. What are the functions of cerebellum? Tone, posture, and equilibrium. And that is the most important, tone, posture, and equilibrium. Main function is relating to the cerebellum, not cerebrum. We are dealing the cerebellum. That is the brainstem. Anteriorly we have pons, midbrain, pons, and medulla. And this is the fourth ventricle. Behind this we are going to have the cerebellum. And this cerebellum you have to remember, and different parts, lobes, fissures, almost all you have to know. Then I have told you have to know about the fourth ventricle relating, and anteriorly it is comes in front of the, that is cerebellum, that you have to remember, and different parts and lobes. Next comes about the that is the almost all you have to remember about the pons and midbrain and all brainstem part, midbrain, pons, and medulla. That also you have to know. So this is all about the I have told about the brainstem, cranial nerve attached to the base of brain and all. And one more diagram you have to know about this is all about the showing the fourth ventricle and cerebellum. Here fourth ventricle is situated. This is, and we have the cerebellum. And these all parts you have to know what is the opex and all. And fourth ventricle, this is the area. You have midbrain, pons, medulla, and fourth ventricle. So these are the parts you have to know. Then this is a diagram you have to remember. These are the T-shaped choroid plexus. Choroid plexus, there is a formation of the CSF that you have to know. Median aperture means you have to know about that is a foramen of Magendie. And lateral, we have lateral both the side, that is a foramen of Luschka. That is we have to remember. So this is all about the totally you have to remember about the base of the. Next comes about the base of the brain, how the circle of Willis is formed. You have to know right and left vertebral artery, basilar artery, posterior cerebellar artery, middle cerebellar, and we have anterior cerebellar artery. So cerebral, anterior cerebral, middle, posterior, and we have basilar, and we have the right and left vertebral. This at the base of the brain, how the middle cerebral artery, this is you have to remember, and anterior cerebral artery and posterior cerebral artery, basilar artery, and vertebral artery forming the circle of Willis that you have to know about. Next comes about the almost all the parts which you have come in this you have to see about the that is the in this you have to know about the all base of the brain, how they are appear. Next question is asked about the that is the internal capsule. You have to know about the whatever the around the structure at the internal capsule where it is present, that you have to know what are the boundaries and parts of the internal capsule. This is which is we call as the external capsule. Then putamen of lentiform nucleus, head of caudate nucleus, this is. Then genu, we have posterior limb, and this is a thalamus. Claustrum is there, this is you have to know. And whatever the parts which is you are going to get at the that is you have at the internal capsule. So this diagram for the internal capsule. So next going to the this also you have the part which is you get internal capsule, which is lentiform nucleus is there here. What are the nucleuses which are present at the internal capsule? So at the internal capsule you have the corticonuclear fibers, then corticospinal fibers of upper limb, corticospinal trunk, corticorubral fibers we have, and corticospinal fibers. These all are the present here you have to remember. Medial geniculate body, which is you have, and auditory radiation. This is you have to remember. So lentiform nucleus you have to remember, very important. And frontopontine fibers you have to remember. Head of caudate nucleus. This is all about the internal capsule. So this is all about dealing about the internal capsule. Next comes about the last part, that is the after this all cerebrum, cerebellum you have to know, and in this you have to know about the parts which is you are going to see. Can you see a diagram? Anyone? Please.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the diagram?
Yes, sir.
Internal capsule you have seen. Na? Which diagram you are seeing or no? Now?
No, sir.
It is stopped, I don't think. Now you have internal capsule that much, no?
Yes, sir.
So this is only remains my cerebrum that I am going to deal. So, but cerebrum diagram you have to see that is not now opening. But you have to remember about the almost all these are the small short notes you should know. So next comes about the, after this, I am going to take on Wednesday. That is the, you are going to have the, that is few points I am going to discuss on the, that is the, about the cerebrum. Okay, in the next lecture at the Wednesday. So this is all briefly about, I have covered the, which are the important topic asked in commonly, and that is you have to know about the, and important diagrams I have shown you, and these diagrams you have to practice. And one important diagram I have shown you, the all the parts of the section, that is for the 10 to 20, 10 to 15 questions maximum you can draw it. So this is all about the today's lecture. Anytime it may close because I am completing the 40 minutes. So that this is all about CNS. Next lecture I will cover the cerebrum maximum and almost all. This you have to complete it here about the CNS topic. So CNS short notes we have covered from the first paper of anatomy, that may be coming on the tentatively 3rd of that is September. Okay, so this is all about the today's lecture. Thank you very much, and study these all short notes, whatever I have dictated, that you have to remember it.